See this problem. Again, we are going to find UPFs, that is upper Riemann sum and lower Riemann sum for the function f of x is equal to sin x on the interval 0 to pi. And with respect to the partition, p is equal to 0, pi by 3, 2 pi by 3, pi. Okay. And again, the interval, subintervals I1, I2, I3 are of equal length. What I mean to say is, ante I1 length pi by 3 minus 0, same pi by 3. I2 pi by 2 pi by 3 minus pi by 3, that is also pi by 3. And I3 length pi minus 2 pi by 3, again pi by 3. That means the total interval 0 to pi is equally distributed or equally partitioned. And each subinterval length is pi by 3. Okay, delta 1, delta 2, delta 3. There is no problem in this. So the main role here is, our main key role is small m1, to find small m1, capital M1, or m2, capital M2, small m3, capital M3. That is small m's and capital m's. Okay, now what is observe the nature of the function. F of x is equal to sin x. This is quite interesting because sin x is neither completely increasing nor completely decreasing. అంటే ఇది పూర్తిగా ఇంక్రీజింగ్ కాదు, డిక్రీజింగ్ కాదు. ఏ ఇంటర్వెల్ లో? గివెన్ ఇంటర్వెల్ is 0 to pi. Okay, see, if you observe the sin behavior, sin x gradually increases from 0 up to pi by 2. It takes maximum value 1, right? This is 1, right? So the maximum value of sin x is 1, where at pi by 2, that is between pi by 3 and 2 pi by 3. So this point is pi by 2. I am writing over here for clarity, right? This is pi by 2. Up to 0 to pi by 2, sin x is increasing, and after pi by 2 up to pi, this is decreasing. Okay, so some interesting behavior here. We see increasing nature of the function as well as the decreasing nature of the function. Now we will compute small m1 and capital M1, right? First, see here, what is the interval here, subinterval? 0 to pi by 3. Let us write f of x is equal to sin x. Okay, here f of x is increasing in 0 pi by 2 and decreasing in pi by 2 to pi, right? Now see small m1. What is small m1? Infimum or smallest value of f of x, that is sin x. So in what interval? 0 to pi by 3. See here, between 0 to pi by 3, sin x is increasing. Therefore, where do you get smallest value of sin x? అంటే sin x కి smallest value ఎక్కడ వస్తుంది? x ఎక్కడ స్మాల్ అయితే అక్కడ వస్తుంది. x ఎక్కడ స్మాల్? 0 దగ్గర స్మాల్. కాబట్టి sin 0 is the smallest value. This is because sin is increasing function in 0 to pi by 3. Of course, it is increasing from 0 to pi by 2, but 0 to pi by 3, that is first subinterval, is between 0 to pi by 2. Therefore, in this interval, sin is increasing. Therefore, where you get minimum? Minimum is at a minimum value of x. Here x is minimum, so f of x is also minimum because f of x is increasing function. Okay, where is maximum? That is capital M1. Where x is maximum, there f of x is also maximum. So therefore, sin pi by 3 is the maximum value. What is sin pi by 3? Sin 60 degrees. So root 3 by 2. Right. Now, I2. This is quite interesting interval because see, in this subinterval pi by 3 to 2 pi by 3, we cannot say sin x is increasing or sin x is decreasing, because in the subinterval, see properly, pi by 2 to 2 pi by 3, sin x is increasing from pi by 2 to pi by 3 to pi by 2. Half of the interval is increasing and half of the interval is decreasing. Now, where is its minimum and where is its maximum? It is quite easy from the graph that the maximum of f of x occurs in between. See, it doesn't occur at this endpoint or that endpoint because it is neither increasing nor decreasing. This is interesting function. That is why this is interesting subinterval for sin x, because here the maximum does not occurs at this end or that end. Okay, if it is increasing function, maximum occurs here. If it is decreasing function, maximum occurs here. But it is neither increasing nor decreasing. But where is the maximum? Here. In this subinterval, this is the maximum value of f of x. Okay, where it occurs? Here. Where it is? Pi by 2. So at pi by 2, so maximum occurs at sin pi by 2. So sin pi by 2 value is 1. This is the maximum value. Right? But what about minimum? See here, where is the minimum? See, you can see this is the minimum. This is also the minimum. Actually, it has two minima. Okay, so here, whatever value you got, actually, the graph is symmetric at this line. Okay, that means same. This side and that side are same. So, whatever value you got at pi by 3, the same value you get at 2 pi by 3 also. Because, see, what is sin pi by 3? What is sin pi by 3? Sin 60 degrees, that is root 3 by 2. Now what is sin 2 pi by 3? What is sin 2 pi by 3? This is nothing but sin of 2 pi by 3 means sin 120. That is nothing but sin 90 plus 30. Sin 90 plus theta is cos theta. What is cos 30? Again root 3 by 2. So at pi by 3 it is minimum. At 2 pi by 3 also it is minimum. Okay, and it takes the same minimum value, that is root 3 by 2. So this is what you have to observe properly for this function. Okay, so take care. Sin pi by 3, of course, it is also sin 2 pi by 3. Okay, that means the minimum occurs not at one endpoint, but both the endpoints it get the minimum value, and the minimum value is same at both the endpoints. That is root 3 by 2. ఓకే అంటే మాక్సిమం ఏమో ఇంటర్వెల్ మధ్యలో వస్తుంది, మినిమం ఏమో ఎండ్ పాయింట్ దగ్గర వస్తుంది. ఎండ్ పాయింట్ దగ్గర అంటే ఇక్కడ ఎంత వస్తుందో ఇక్కడ కూడా అంతే వస్తుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద మినిమం వాల్యూ ఇస్ రూట్ 3 by 2. నౌ నెక్స్ట్ ఇంటర్వెల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఈజీ. See here, this is the interval 2 pi by 3 to pi. Here what is the minimum value? Then what is the behavior of the f of x here? The behavior of f of x is decreasing. See here, decreasing. It comes down between 2 pi by 3 to pi. It comes down. Okay, it is quite opposite. Okay, the nature of the function in 0 to pi by 3. In 0 to pi by 3 it is increasing. Because it is increasing, m1 is the minimum value of the function is at a minimum 0. So sin 0 is m1. And maximum is at a maximum value, that is sin pi by 3. Root 3 by 2. Because here in this interval f of x is increasing. But now the scene got reversed. That is in 2 pi by 3 to pi, the sin x function is decreasing. So where you get minimum? You never get minimum at 2 pi by 3. But you get minimum at pi, sin pi. That means you will get minimum value of the function at maximum value of the interval. ఇంటర్వెల్ లో ఎక్స్ ఎక్కడ మాక్సిమమ్ అక్కడ ఎఫ్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ అంటే సైన్ ఎక్స్ మినిమం అంటే రివర్స్ అవుతుంది. ఎందుకు? బికాస్ ఇట్ ఈస్ డిక్రీజింగ్ ఫంక్షన్. గాట్ ఇట్? సో సైన్ పై 0. రైట్. సిమిలర్లీ m3 means maximum. Where you got maximum? Okay, see here. In this interval, this is the maximum value. Where you got it? You got it at the minimum value of x. See, try to understand, because this is decreasing, okay, you will get maximum value at the maximum value of the function at the minimum value of the x. Maximum value of the function is here and it occurs at minimum value of x, that is 2 pi by 3. Okay, and minimum value of the function is 0. See, this graph touches x axis means here the function is 0. Where it occurs? At the maximum value of the x. Why it is so? Because here in this subinterval the function is decreasing. Please observe, the behavior got reversed between 0 to pi by 3 and 2 pi by 3 to pi. Because here the function is increasing and here the function is decreasing. That is why minimum occurs at a maximum and a maximum occurs at a minimum. That is sine 2 pi by 3. What is sine 2 pi by 3? Okay. So sine 2 pi by 3 is nothing but sine 120 and you know it that as root 3 by 2. Right. Now you know m1. Okay, m1 into m3. Here also supremums m1 into m3. Then you can easily find m1 delta 1. So m1 delta 1 is nothing but 0 and m2 delta 2 is nothing but root 3 by 2 into pi by 3. So what you got? Root 3 pi by 3 2s are 6. Okay. Next m3 delta 3 again 0. Okay. Now capital M3, right? Now capital M1 delta 1 is equal to, capital M1 is root 3 by 2 and delta 1 is pi by 3. So root 3 pi by 3 into 2 6. Okay. Now again capital M2 delta 2 1 into pi by 3 2 delta 2 pi by 3. Next capital M3 root 3 by 2 into pi by 3. So M3 delta 3 is equal to root 3 pi by 6. So this is what you got, or you can, for simplicity, you can write it as 2 pi by 6. Okay, now what is LPF? You know LPF is equal to, okay, summation r is equal to 1 to n. N is here. How many subintervals are there? 1, 2, 3. So 3 subintervals. So 1, 2, 3. What is it? M r delta r. That is nothing but m1 delta 1 plus m2 delta 2 plus m3 delta 3. That is nothing but the sum of this column. What is it? It is nothing but, okay, root 3 pi by 6. Okay, this is LPF. And what is UPF? UPF is nothing but, that is upper Riemann is equal to summation r is equal to 1 to 3 capital MR into delta r. That is nothing but again m1 delta 1 plus m2 delta 2 plus m3 delta 3. That is nothing but, okay, you add all these things. Okay, see root 3 pi, 2 root 3 pi, 2 root 3 pi plus 2 pi, because the denominator is same. Okay, or else you can write 2 pi into root 3 plus 1 by 6. Okay, this is the upper Riemann sign. Okay, again the original value, of course this is not part of the problem. The problem is already over, but for the sake of interest, okay, I am giving you, that is, you know the value of integral 0 to pi sin x dx. So what is this? Sin x integration is minus cos x and the limits are 0 to pi. So this is equal to minus cos pi, okay, minus plus cos 0, because here, right, so already minus is there, upper limit, and for lower limit you get minus of minus plus. So cos pi is minus 1 and cos 0 is 1, so total is 2. So this is 2 is the original value, and this one, that is root 3 pi by 6 value, okay, your LPF is smaller than, okay, 2, and your UPF, okay, you can verify this, is greater than 2. Okay, so the true value of the integration lies between these two. Okay, that is LPF and UPF. Okay. So if it is increasing function, it is easy to calculate M1 and capital M1 or M's, infimums and supremums. If it is decreasing function completely in the interval, then also it is easy to compute small m's and capital M's. But when the nature of the function, okay, nature of the function is both increasing and decreasing, or it varies, okay, then you have to take care like this. Okay, here f of x is equal to sin x, up to some extent it is increasing, and after that it is decreasing, then you take care like this. So you solve some problems in the exercise or examples, okay, or in the old exam papers, because this type of question is compulsory. Okay, it is asked for 5 marks in each and every paper. Okay, so take care.